model. It is definitely a multi-valve engine. It's a 16 valve. Let me just take you inside so we can just get familiar with the dash. Okay, very, very nice car, I gotta say. I like it. You know, this is the sedan one. Putting the ignition on, you'll see all the normal warning lights coming on. We have the speedo there, we have the rev counter there, we have the temperature gauge, we have a petrol gauge, and we have the mileage, you know, which alternates between the trip and the full mileage, the odo. Then it has a built-in entertainment center. Okay, nothing on the steering. It's just your normal hooter. Okay, it's got air conditioning with a 4-speed fan. It's a 5-speed manual and a normal handbrake lever. It's got nice you know, cup holders over there. It's got a nice deep cubby hole there, non-lockable. Okay, and then of course it's got normal window winders. It's not electric. And then nice headroom over here. Okay, nice dash laid out. You got the time over there, you know, in a centralized unit. And then I don't know if this is, no it's not. And then of course you have your vents. Then we have the indicators on the left hand side, indicator and the light switch. And then we have a stalk for the wipers on the right hand side. Okay, so we're going to be doing the basic service on this. I haven't done a service on one of these yet, so let's go and take a look at the engine. As I say, it's a multi-valve engine. It's an E-Tech 2, okay, 16 valve. The other Aveo that I did was the 8-valve one, okay, which is a bit of a difference. So the first thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to take off this cover here, which is basically 4 Allen key bolts, you know, and the oil cap, and then we'll take this cover off. So now you can basically see that we just have plug wires. We have a centralized coil, okay, and then we have plug wires, HT leads, which we need to pull out to replace the spark plugs. Alright, so let's get some flush into this engine. So here we have the kit for the Aveo, the Chevrolet Aveo. We're going to use 15W40 Alpha Performance Victory oil there. Spaniard engine plus, as you know, I normally use a Z156 oil filter, a E160 oil filter, and then a AG1199 air filter. Okay, those are the part numbers for this car. Spark plugs is a ZFR6F-11. Okay, so those are the service parts. Okay, so let's get on. Okay, I'm about to put the Spaniard engine flush in. As you know, it's a preferred brand of mine. Just make sure that the security seal is still in place. Okay, we'll open that up and then get this 375 ml of engine flush poured into this engine. As I said in previous videos, I believe in flushing engines. It loosens up sludge, you know, it just helps prepare your engine for clean oil. Okay, it's pointless putting clean oil into a dirty engine. So we'll flush it out, make it nice and clean, and make it worthwhile to take some good quality oil. Alright, so we'll throw in that whole 375 ml. We'll replace the cap. Alright, we'll get a timer on it. I put my timer on, 15 minutes there. Okay, we get the clock started. I'll get back to you when that 15 minutes has expired. Well, time's up. Go to the bottom and drain the oil. Let's take this cap off. It'll help with the flow. Well, down here you'll find a size 17. We'll just loosen it up with it. Okay, and then we'll just let that go. Alright, so we'll use the chain, and when it's loose enough, we can just go by hand, make 100% sure that the oil seal has come off from the flange. Right, and then we'll give that oil a chance to all flow. Alright, so with the new filter, we'll put a little bit of oil on the seal. Okay, make sure that it's nicely lubricated. Alright, no spanners needed. Tight by hand. Just wipe off our grease marks there with a nice clean rag. And we'll come back a little later while the engine's running and make sure that there are no leaks. So we'll get our sump plugged back with some nice threading tape and a new washer. and then just give it a good 20 Newton meter torque there. Alright, wipe off. Okay, so basically you just remove the top cover, twist it out of the way a little bit, and out comes your old filter element. And as you can see, it's pretty dirty. Okay, we need to replace it. We've got a new filter element. That's our new filter element there. Okay, GUD brand. And we just make sure, you see it can only go in one way because it's got two cutouts. That side's straight and flat, so the two cutouts comes, you know, appropriately where the cutouts on the ball, where the screws come through. Okay, we just put that top cover back. And that's how simple it is to do air filter. Now we'll go to the spark plugs quickly, which is just as simple. You basically just pull out your plug wires one by one. Okay, you can't muddle them up because they are specific lengths. Alright, so you just need to pull your plug leads out of the plug holes and just do an inspection on it. Make sure that there's no cracks. Okay, we'll use our size 16 tube socket. Okay, long extension, a reversible ratchet, and we'll go ahead and we'll take them all out one by one. Okay, so when it's loose, you can basically use your, I use my trusty magnet for this, which is pretty simple. I'll take it out, inspect. Yeah, they're pretty worn, eh? These plugs are pretty worn. They look like they've been in here for quite a while. So when we've taken our spark plugs out, we just need to make sure that the gaps are fine, that it hasn't fallen on each gap. Okay, really important. And then of course, you know, we go ahead and we'll turn the plug in, make sure it's not cross-threaded. Turn it the rest of the way by hand. Okay, until we can't go down by hand anymore, and then we'll tighten it with our ratchet. Okay, and just turn it against and crush that washer. I'll go ahead and do the rest of them and get back to you when they're all done. Alright, so with all the brand new spark plugs fitted, all that we need to do now is just to put our plug wires back. And when we do put them back, just make sure that it gives that little, you know, you hear that little click there, and you know the plug wires will not sort of come loose. Just give it a light tug to make sure it's not going to come loose under engine vibration. Alright, so now I'm going to show you how to do the petrol filter. So the petrol filter is situated just behind the tank here. Okay, just at the back of the tank over here. Here is a, I think it's a size 8 bolt. Not the easiest little job to form, but anyway. So that's the little screw that has to be taken out, the bolt that has to be taken out, and there is earth. You can see the little earth wire there. Okay, so that will enable us now to slide the filter out. But before we do that, we need to just undo the clips. So you just basically push the tabs in and pull on the pipe, and that should basically loosen up the pipe. And then just have a receptacle below, you know, to catch the oil, catch the petrol. And do the same with that pipe. And just push the tab in. Okay, and then now we can just pull the filter out. So as you can see, the new filter has a little spade clip on it. and we've got to take that earth strap, okay, off the old filter and put the earth strap on the new filter, okay, and then we'll just feed the whole lot. We'll feed that filter back through again, okay, so we have the flow correct like it should be. So all we need to now do is we just need to clip back the hoses, okay, which is pretty simple. Just hear the click, okay, and now we need to tie up the little size 8 bolt. They could have put it in a, they could have made a simpler setup. Anyway, we'll just battle on and get that bolt back in there again and tighten that. Okay, so make sure that we've got the nut all nice and tight over there. Okay, that the filter, you know, is not loose when you shake on it. Make sure the pipes are there. You can see the new filter is in place. Once we got the car started, we'll come down here and make sure that there's no leak. So to give you better perspective on where the filter is, this is the back wheel. You come out under the back wheel behind the petrol tank. So we'll start out with 3 liters of oil. Okay, we'll put in 3 liters into the engine, check the dipstick, start the car, and then until the oil is full, we stick it in all the way, and then we'll take a reading. Okay, you can see it's on a minimum there. I'll put in another half liter to take it up to maximum. Just do a quick check again on the level, give it a wipe, take it all out, take a look. Now we can see it's slightly over the maximum, but as I said, the filter must still be full. So let's go start this baby up. We'll put the ignition on. Okay, we're looking for the oil light over there. That's where the oil light is. We'll start up. Oil light should go out within a short few seconds. Okay, we got the petrol filter also pulling up. So let's go and do our checks. Here by the petrol filter, and you can see it's nice and dry. Engine is running, so the fuel is flowing through the filter. Alright, go down to the bottom of the engine. You can see the sump plug is bone dry. We check our oil filter. Our oil filter is also dry, no drips, no leaks. Let's switch it off and do a final check on the oil level. Remove the dipstick, give it a wipe, put the dipstick back, take it out. Let's check that level. The level is about there, so it means that we need to give it maybe another half liter of oil. On the maximum mark. Okay, oil's full. So I took 4 liters of 15W40. And that basically concludes the basic service on this vehicle. Okay, so we've done the air filter, the oil filter, new oil, new spark plugs, and a new filter in the back. Okay, petrol filter. Alright, so that is the Chevrolet Aveo 1.6 16 valve, about a 2012 model. Okay, just a quick note. You know, I always tell you guys that I do 50-point inspection services on a car when I do a service. Okay, now what I picked up with this car was shaking the front wheels. You see that play? Okay, you see that play in the wheel? That's the ball joint that's worn. Okay, so that is why it's so important to do these 50-point inspections.